So it's 5:30 in the morning. I can't sleep. First of all, shout out to my son. Happy birthday. This time, 11 years ago, I was in the hospital about to give birth. He was born at 7 o'clock in the morning. Clearly, I have a wicked case of pink eye that I deluded myself into believing it was just a sty. Clearly, that was a lie. I couldn't sleep. Like, my eye kept, like, it's so bad that my eye wouldn't let me sleep. I thought it was swollen enough yesterday, and then I kept trying to sleep in the middle of the night, and my eye said no. This is something that, I don't know, I've been prone to these ever since I was a kid. I probably had pink eye like 10 to 15 times in my life. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I don't know. But it's something that happens maybe once a year or something. I don't even know where this came from. Like the night before last, my eye, it felt like something was in my eye. But then I realized my eye was starting to swell. And it was just like right here in the corner. So I'm like, it's probably just a sty. Wrong. So I'm just waiting for the urgent care to open up so I can go see about it. Maybe get some eye drops or something. Because I ain't living another day of my life like this. So anyway, yeah, I can't sleep. I tried. So I might as well just stay up now. And I had some thoughts. So, I was talking about loyalty, right? And I was thinking about the difference between loyalty in men versus loyalty in women. And tricks and hoes, right? So, between men, this is something that happens a lot. Like, a lot of men will fuck the same bitch and call her a hoe. But in reality, y'all the hoes. Like, me personally, there's just too many people in the world to be more or less sharing DNA with my homie through a bitch. Like, it's 7 billion people in this world. Half of them's women. It's too many people to be fucking around with the same person. And that's your man's, right? And especially don't let it be his girl or his ex-girl. And then a man will fuck with another dude's bitch or ex and then be like, hoes will be hoes. You're right, you're the hoe. Like, they won't even get mad at each other. They be blaming the bitch. And it's like they expect a woman that more than likely they did very dirty because she ain't with you no more. They expect a woman that don't even fuck with them no more to have some sort of loyalty to them and not fuck their man. You expect them to not fuck your dude that you done introduced her to, and then you went on about how she had that wet shit, and you already know he been fiending to hit that shit. Like, you be telling people too much. Of course he wants to sample the goods. But suddenly she a hoe. She a hoe for fucking your friend. And whereas women, we know that's a line you do not cross. That's one thing I ain't never done. I ain't never fucked a friend's man, ex-man. Like, I'm not trying to sample those goods. Like, realistically, I would fuck my friend before I would fuck her man. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Because then, that as a woman, we know that's a line you just don't cross. Like, we ain't friends no more, we finna fight, all that. So, I was just thinking about the stark difference between men and women if the same situation were to occur. Because, as a woman and you do that, that's not your friend. I don't care how attractive you think that person is, it don't matter. That person is persona non grata. You don't fuck with them. And if you only know this person because your friend fuck with them, that automatically should make them off limits. To me, anyway. Like, there are people that I only know off the strength of being introduced to them by somebody I used to fuck with. And what y'all not finna do is both have a piece of me, and then you think you want to compare notes. I don't think so. It's like, there's too many people out here, but we all fucking and fighting over the same one. That don't make no sense to me. God, my eyes leaking. Hold on. I'm not finna be arguing with you over some person that gives that person too much power. Y'all arguing over somebody that don't even make no sense. Don't even care about y'all. None of that. So yeah, I guess that's what's on my mind today. And then men be the biggest hoes, and then me calling the bitch a hoe just because she not loyal to you no more. What's she supposed to be loyal to you for? You're not fucking with nobody anymore. Why would they be loyal to you? Again, like I said, loyalty most of the time is an illusion that exists between people. Now you done this bitch all types of dirty. Then she see your man out in the club one night. And you know, the drinks is flowing. They get, well, hi, how you been? I ain't seen you in a minute. And next thing you know, cheeks is clapping. But me, I don't operate like that. I don't get down like that. And it's not out of loyalty to the person I used to be with. Like, don't think that now. Don't think that. Don't think I got no type of loyalty to you. That is just not how I move. You're not finna see me like that. You know, I ain't got no love for the crew. I ain't got no love for you neither. So yeah, I don't know. That's just something that was on my mind. Apps, get out of here. Ain't nobody talking to you. I lost my train of thought. God, I'm trying not to focus on it, but it's hard, and I see it. Maybe I just need to turn my head this way. It don't look that bad. It'll be alright though. I just look a little thrown off right now. But yeah, loyalty between men is different than loyalty between women. Because women, you already know that's not. If you can do me like that, you know that's not your friend no more. You're not my friend. And it's not because I care about the person I used to be with. I don't expect that person to be loyal to me, but I expect you to be loyal to me if you're my friend. And men have the exact opposite. It's like they right-hand man will fuck some bitch that they used to have feelings for, was pillow talking and all that. And instead of them taking accountability between each other, nah, man, she's just a hoe. Well, it's like, well, if y'all the ones that's supposed to be loyal to each other, y'all known each other since kindergarten. But sure, she's the hoe. Get it? And it's just really to me, it's a lack of accountability. It's like, y'all not gonna argue about no bitch. Y'all just be like, put the blame on her, and y'all go right on as if nothing ever happened. But for me, I would lose all trust in you. Like, I'm not gonna bring no bitch around you never again. And this is why I feel like relationships should be private. Should nobody know about what you got going on but you and the person you in a relationship with. So I see so many people that put their whole relationship business in other people's hands. So you took something sacred that's supposed to be between you and this person, now the whole world know about it. And then you wonder why shit gets fucked up. It's like, oh, you got some shit going on with your girl, and instead of going to talk to your girl, you go and talk to your man about, yeah, but you just don't know what to do, and blah, 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 all this other bullshit. So now you're getting advice on your relationship, who this person knows less about your relationship with the person you in a relationship than you do. But now you getting some advice from them on what you're supposed to do. So it's like you going to somebody who knows less than you and asking them for advice. What sense did that make? None. It should be a closed circuit. It should be you and that other person. And that's another thing. Like, why are you in a relationship with somebody you can't communicate with? Alright, you feel like you need a break for her, you need to go talk to somebody? Go smoke a joint or something. Go drink a beer. Think about it in your head and then go back and fix the shit. Everybody be knowing about everybody's relationship. You know, and I broke up with somebody for that once. They told me that they had asked their friend, who was a walking garbage bag, some shit about our relationship. I'm like, well, why are you even telling them my business? Like, that rubbed me completely wrong. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. It's like, little did you know your relationship problem solved itself. Because what you're not finna do is put my business in the streets. So what is your business? It's our business. It's not just yours. So if you put our business in the streets, well, I'm going to leave you alone expeditiously. It's like, as much as I be talking on here, I'm a private person with my private life. You think I'm going to get on here and talk about some stupid man? I be talking about men in a general sense. I ain't going to be talking about no man that I'm entertaining. Or that's entertaining me, rather, because I don't entertain men. I ain't finna do no dumb shit like that. The more people you let in, it's like, that's energy. That relationship between two people is energy. And now you got some outside energy infiltrating and influencing your relationship. Where they do that at? I can't, I ain't trying to deal with that. So if you can't keep it 100, because that's how I am. Like, if I am in a relationship and we beefing or something, like we have a issue that we need to work to overcome, I'm not going to nobody else and talking to them about it. If anything, I'm gonna think, okay, how can we solve this issue? I'm gonna put my problem solving skills to work. I'm not gonna go fucking ask somebody who knows less than this person about this person. Like, I'm gonna ask you something about my relationship that you ain't even in. That's why so many relationships be fucked up. The whole world knows your business. It ain't for your friends. It ain't for your family. It ain't for nobody. It ain't for nobody but you and the person you in a relationship with. But some of y'all be in relationships with that person and their mama, their daddy, their brother. Everybody be knowing everything y'all be going through. Now, you got to keep that shit close to the vest. Or that shit like it's a bulletproof vest. It's like you used to be taking the vest off and loaning it to other people. And then wonder why y'all relationship gets shot. I swear water is so good. My cup is a virgin. Nothing. When you see me drinking, you see me drinking nothing but water. But yeah, don't be coming to me talking about you had to ask your homeboy for advice about us. Because your homeboy don't even know me. So what he finna tell you about me? Nothing, right? Or is he gonna give you some real bad advice? And if you don't even know if you know yourself, what you need to ask somebody else for? So I feel like the best relationships are people who know how to keep them private. It's like you can be public and private. You can be seen out in public, but always keep them wondering what you up to. And I don't, like, stop telling people so much. I used to be in I don't know, it was a situation, relationship, whatever you want to call it, with somebody that I worked with. And everybody always saw us together, so they assumed we were together, even before we were. I'm not correcting you. I'm not volunteering information. I'm not answering questions. You can believe what you want to believe. Like, people be like, oh, I saw your man today. I'm like, oh, okay. Or people will come to me and be like, I know who your man is. I know who your man is too, sis. Ronald McDonald. Did y'all go to clown school together or what? Like, how you gonna come up to me and try to tell me something about me? Ignorant. Pure ignorant. And, you know, my dad, he always cautioned against that. Don't get your honey where you get your money. And it ended up being a headache. It ended up being a headache because, you know, everybody wanted to be smiling, laughing in your face. First of all, you got to understand that people you work with are not your friends. They are acquaintances at best. Like, yeah, just because you spend a lot of time with them on a weekly basis, I don't make them your friends. I don't see y'all outside of this place. But because you see this person so many hours a week, you get this false sense of security in your head. And then, boy, next thing you know, you telling everybody your business. I ain't make that mistake. So when people would try to talk to me about my supposed relationship, I wouldn't correct them. I wouldn't volunteer information. I would just shift the conversation around. I would be like, I would turn it around. So it's like, I'm like, yo, if I see you with this person, I'm not going to ask you no questions. It's not my business. It don't affect me. I don't care. I'm like, I could work with these people. Why would I care what they're doing with their lives? So for me, you asking me all these questions, trying to tell me all this shit about me, it's like, I'm right here at the forefront of your mind. So all it is like you telling me I'm real important to you, but you're not important to me at all. Because I'm not asking no questions. Imagine me coming out my mouth to somebody I work with talking about, oh, you fucking with this person? What's going on with you and them? Now, when people would tell me stuff, I just sit there and listen. One dude would tell me about I can't talk. One dude was telling me about 3 bitches he was fucking at work. You think I asked questions? You think I asked who they were? I ain't asked no questions because I don't care. It does not affect me. I know I ain't one of them, so why do I care? Good for you, playa. I mean, they kind of dumb, but imagine me asking some questions about some people I work with. And that's why I say people be married to their job. People be married to the bullshit that happened at their job. And if somebody that don't work no more, y'all have fun with that. I cannot even imagine. Like, it was a learning experience. And this dude thought he was hot shit. Like, he thought he was the prize. No. You are a 40-year-old man who lives with his mama. That you are not the prize, buddy. And that's why that's how you know it wasn't a real relationship. It was like, imagine me calling somebody mine that lives with his mama, ain't got a car. You work in some little factory. You make we make the same amount of money. How are you my man? You ain't done nothing with your life. You spent 10 years in prison. But you think I was gonna tell people that? People thought we lived together. People thought all types of shit. You think I'm gonna come out my mouth and admit that this person really ain't shit? Y'all just think he looked good, but he lived with his mama. But then that made me look bad if I tell you I'm fucking with a dude that lives with his mama, because I ain't lived with my mama in a long time. And I didn't know that at first, but it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't that serious. So, I mean, it's not like we gonna get married or nothing. It was fun. It was fun. But then, you know, just because we would be together on our breaks and shit. So people always saw us together. They associated us together. And then they would make their own assumptions. And I'm not here to correct those. It's like people be telling people too much. Or if I would tell you some shit, it would just be like a lie. I'm going to tell you some shit. See what you going to believe. Why you believe everything everybody says? People will be telling you anything. Like, I could tell you that the sky is orange. And you be looking up at it and you know it's blue. Like, if you know what I'm telling you is true, are you going to believe me? Or are you going to believe your own common sense? People can say anything. I don't care what you say. It's what you do. That it's such a learning experience now, because I'm like, people be so worried about what other people do. And then dude would always come up to me and tell me like, yo, you know this bitch right here? I'm like, yeah, that bitch work in my department. She talk to me all the time. She on my dick. Oh, well, she was talking about, if that don't work out, can I get next? And bitches will try to play me, right? Like I'm not that bitch they would be like, well, we wouldn't think that y'all two would type that would be together. Like, we wouldn't think y'all would be together. I'm like, what do you know about me to tell me what type of person I should be with? First of all. And I don't make those foolish assumptions. I believe that anybody can be with anybody. Yeah, it's levels to the shit. That's why you don't usually see somebody that's super rich with somebody that's super poor. But bitches would try to play me like I was just some ugly, raggedy bitch. Like I wasn't worthy of him. And I'm like, no. Y'all got it way backwards. So what? Y'all think you look good. Y'all ain't got to deal with all the bullshit that come with him. If y'all knew how really ain't shit he was, y'all wouldn't want nothing to do with him. Because he ain't got nothing to offer you but dick. And dick is valueless. But yeah, it was a learning experience. That was, that my factory job. I worked there for, 2.5 years? That was my first and only job in New York. So, I got to know a lot of people here. I was popping. I was popping at that job. Everybody knew me. And New York is a very diverse place. You got people from all around the world, all types of different accents. But guess who the one with the accent that everybody asking about? I guess because ain't too many Southern people up here. A lot of Southern people can't hack it in the big cities. Matter of fact, I've only met a few people from the South while I've been here. Not to say we don't exist, but we're more of a rarity than people from, West India, Russia, people all over the world. They're more common here than people from the same country, but down south. But it was a learning experience. I saw how people moved. It's like, and I learned how fake people are. Like, bitches would try to play me all the time. So, like I had said, when I first came up here, I was home. I lost a lot of weight. I lost 50 pounds within a couple months. Almost all my hair fell out. So when I first started that job, I was still living in a car. So of course, I'm coming into that job at the worst time of my life. But then slowly but surely, I leveled up. So they see me, when I first came in, I used to have to change in the car before I went into work every day. And then next thing you know, hair done, nails done, I gained my weight back. And bitches would try to play me. And I'm like, oh, well, you gain weight. Like, down south, that's something you don't do, or you do it subtly. Like here, these bitches try to be overt. They try to play you. And it's like, I already know you want the man I'm fucking. I'm be like, yeah, that's what happens when you eat good and you getting dick down good. Like, bitches, you think you finna play me about my weight? I'm a heavyweight, baby. You know that saying, large and in charge? That's me. But they would say it straight to my face. I'm like, wow, y'all bitches y'all bold. Oh, okay. And I would just let it roll off my back. Because one thing, like, if you're not aware of how you look, or you're in denial, only then can your looks be weaponized against you. Like, you're not finna weaponize nothing about me against me. I am the weapon. But it would just be so funny that none of the hate started until I have something that y'all don't. I have something that y'all think y'all want. A man. So bitches, you want to hate on me over a man? Girl, bye. Or you want to talk about my weight? They would give out t-shirts. They give out t-shirts and shit, right? And one time I got like a medium. I liked the fitted look. I'm not trying to go in there looking like I'm wearing a trash bag. So I get it. And one of these bitches that was, a secret hater, but would be sucking my dick, deep throating me right in front of, when she's in front of me. So I picked up the medium. They try to throw shade, right? She's like, it shrinks. bitch, you act like your brain shrunk. But it would be so funny how people would act. It's funny how people act when they perceive that you have something they don't. Whether it be, your personality, whether it be a man. Like, shouldn't nobody ever hate on me for a man. Hate on me for me, baby. Hate on me because you don't have this dope-ass personality. And that's the thing. It's like, the people that didn't hate on me were more drawn to me just because I was super popular. And sometimes it just got old. Like, if I was having a day where I wasn't too sociable and I didn't want to talk to anybody, it was draining. Like, it would drain my battery. But I always knew how to put on a good face. I'm not just going to be a miserable person just because everybody wants to speak to me. I'll just take that energy and put it in my back pocket. Because people would always want to talk to me. And, I worked all around the building, so I was known by a lot of people. And I stand out more than other people just because my personality, my voice, my look, it's just, I'm different. So then, when I go from homeless living in a car, I start leveling up. Okay, I got my nails done, I got my hair done. You see me walking in there with designer bags. Let me tell you something. They used to call me the mayor at work. You know why? Because I came in and I did what I want. I didn't show up when I didn't want to. Like, my schedule would be Sunday to Wednesday. I didn't like going to work on Sunday because the train schedule is different. It takes longer to get to work. I work down in Staten Island and I live in Brooklyn. And that's about a 2.5 hour trek using transportation. Like, you got subway, then you got to take the ferry, and then all the other bullshit. So, it was a trek for me. I didn't want to go to work on Sunday. I'm not going to. And everybody else is like, how is she doing this? And then when I wasn't there, people in my department would be like, yo, you got to come to work every day because when you're not here, shit pops off. It's like, they ain't nobody acting crazy when I'm around. Everybody knows how to act accordingly. But then when I wouldn't be around, shit hit the fan. And every time I would come back, they would be like, and people would notice it too. They would be like, every time you're not here, this shit happens. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell you. But if I didn't want to work, I wasn't coming in. And I was so happy when them people finally fired me. I'm like, yes, Lord, I am free. And I wasn't thinking, oh, well, they done fired me. Let me go get another job. I thought, I'm retired from the workforce. So now I'm free to really make money how I want to. To tap in to the source code of the universe and do what I want. And that's what I did. Now I make money how I want. There's nothing that they can pay me that's even worth me getting out of bed. They're just not. Like, I think they pay me, $23 an hour at that job? But what about the 2 hours it takes me to get there? Like, y'all ain't paying me for that time. It was a trek. I put in my work. I was grinding when I first came up here. And I said, you know what? This grind ain't for me. Everybody wants to talk about hustle culture. Hustle culture. And to me, true hustle culture is making money in your sleep. Having so many streams of income that you got an ocean. Hustle culture isn't having 6 jobs so you can pay your bills. And nothing else. You ain't got no money to go on vacation. You ain't doing nothing but getting by. You're floating. You're trying to stay afloat. That's not hustle culture. I saw this girl the other day wearing one of these shirts talking about hustle like I'm going broke. And all I see is the part that says I'm going broke. I'm not putting no type of shit on that said no shit like that. I'm about hustle like I'm going broke. Now, I want something that's like, I got so much money, I don't even have to hustle because I can never be broke. I could spend $1 million every day and never be broke. This fucking, oh my God, it hurts. Like, that's not hustle culture to me. And everybody especially up here, it's like, you see all these t-shirts and stuff talking about hustle culture and grinding. Last I ain't grinding nothing but an axe. I'm not grinding nothing. I live a life of leisure. I live a life of leisure. That's true hustle culture. Where you don't have to hustle and bustle, but you still making money. So yeah, that's not, people got it twisted talking about hustle like I'm going broke. That's negative energy and you don't even see it. Or when people say, I'm chasing the bag. So imagine, right? You a security guard at the bank. Somebody just robbed y'all. And they run away with the bag. So they done got all your money. And now you chasing after them talking about, stop right there. But you ain't worked out since 2012. You have one too many jelly donuts and, they gone like the wind. Now they're made off with all your money and you ain't got none. That's what I imagine when I hear somebody say, I'm chasing the bag. Because if you chasing it, you ain't got it. If you chasing it, you trying to get it. And again, specificity. My tongue just don't be working right sometimes. Specificity is important. It's like I said, there's many type of bags. You got trash bags, you got body bags, you got money bags. So what type of bag are you chasing? And what type of bag are you in? Because I know what type of bag I am in. Designer, for one. So yeah, don't be talking about you chasing the bag or you hustle like you going broke. Like, imagine like Bill Gates or fucking Jeff Bezos wearing a shirt that says hustle like I'm going broke. You would be like, huh? Why would you do that? You can't never go broke. Exactly. So if you even think that you could go broke, that's the energy that you are going to manifest. Like broke does not apply to me. Like I said, it would have to apply to me, and I'm not taking applications. Like broke is a mindset. Broke, like I've come down the mountain sometimes just to see if I can climb it again, and it works every time. It's like I could lose everything, but I know that I'm gonna get it right back because I don't have a broke mindset. I ain't go through all the shit I went through just to feel like I had to work for somebody. Now things work for me. And I love it. I can't imagine working at a job. And even when I did used to work, people would be like, everybody would call me, they used to call me the resident rapper because I would write poetry and then I'd be on the phone with somebody just spitting the bar or whatever. And people would hear me and they'd be like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here if you can do that? And they were right. Like, if you got that talent, why aren't we hearing you on the radio? Why are you doing this? And for a job like that, for some people, that's their retirement plan, But for me, that was just a stepping stone. For me, that was just a way to get myself established upon moving to a new city and state where, mind you, I knew no one. Okay? When I first came up here and got out that homeless situation, I did not know a single soul. Every person I knew in the world was down south. I've had to make my own connections. I've had to, I'm just a spider with the web. I was just, expanding my web. So if I can find success in a place that it's very hard to find in a place that will, you know, chew you up and spit you out. There's just no excuse. Because I started below, I didn't even start the bottom. I started below the bottom. You know, I'll be talking about bikini bottom and rock bottom. I've been rock bottom, okay? So now, at that time, I never thought that my life could be so easy. Because then, I didn't even know where my next meal was going to come from. It was, every day was survival. And as long as you're just surviving, you'll never thrive. It's like those two things can't coexist together. They cancel each other out. You're going to do one or the other. You know, you're going to survive or you're going to thrive. And I got tired of just surviving. You know, I'm too hungry. Physically and mentally, I'm too hungry to not know where every meal for the rest of my life gonna come from. I'm too hungry to not do something more. So for some people that's gonna be at that job that I was at, I guarantee you, if I pulled up to my job right now, my last job, my only job up here, that I've been gone from for about 2 years, the majority of those people will still be there. They're gonna be like, what's up? I ain't seen you in a long time. I'm gonna be like, damn, y'all still here? They're gonna be like, what you doing? Where you working? Nowhere. Oh, what you do? Whatever I want. Oh, you retired? Yeah, I'm retired. I'm retired from the workforce. I don't work no more. And then they're gonna get mad. And then they're gonna see me how I'm up, and they'll be like, I love it when people ask, how does she do it? You're like, y'all ever seen that commercial where this dude is sitting in a suit on a couch and he's swiping through his phone and these three dudes behind him like, how does he make his money? I wonder, it's Wall Street. Like, do you think he's single? How does he do it? And then this girl sit down beside him and is like, she's like, oh, hey, babe, what you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just playing a game. Just playing a game, and it paid me. Be that person. Don't be the peanut gallery standing behind them asking them how they do it. Be the one that they wondering about. That's me. I'm the one y'all wondering about. I'm not the one that's going to be like inquiring about how somebody else did it. I don't care how you did it. But you bet you can't do it better than me. So yeah, be that person. Be that person that everybody wants to know. Like, yo, how does she do this? But again, I don't give away all my trade secrets now. It's like the game is here. I'm spitting game for you. But again, you have to really have some open ears. It has to resonate with you. Because if you hear anything I say and be like, well, it's not that easy. Like, didn't you just hear me say I was sleeping on the fucking streets of the Bronx? What you mean it's not, like, I don't deal in excuses. Because for somebody like me to come where I come from and to still find it and to still have it and still believe in myself. And if you have an easier life than me and you can't find a way, I'm not trying to hear none of that. It's like, I feel like the bottom really pushes some people to the top. But if you're just like in the middle, if you're not at rock bottom, you just like in the middle, that's kind of where you'll always be. If you have just enough, it doesn't push you to want more. But when you've had nothing, when you sleeping in a car, when you have to do things that you never thought you would have to do in order to see the next day, it gives you a different kind of edge than somebody who has lived a comfortable life. Not even a rich life, but a comfortable life. And comfort, that's a double-edged sword, because when you're always in your comfort zone, you don't want to go nowhere else. Like, I look at a comfort zone like something that is dangerous. Like, I wouldn't say I put myself outside my comfort zone, I expand it. So it's like, I do things now that I'm comfortable with that I never would have been before. Just like this YouTube channel. I would not have been comfortable posting any of my poems, or any of my thoughts in my head, I wouldn't have been comfortable doing none of this. So now I have just expanded my comfort zone where I can just get on here and talk about whatever I'm thinking about, and it just flows like water. So it's not even a bad thing to get outside your comfort zone, expand your comfort zone so that the entire world is your comfort zone. That's what I did. And when you do that, you're comfortable anywhere you go. And then when you're comfortable anywhere you go, but maybe you hadn't done this thing before at somewhere you've been to. Okay. When you're comfortable everywhere, then you be comfortable doing everything. But it's something that should always be pushed. You know, comfort is something that people stick to because it feels good. But there's no rush in it. It's comfort is complacency. It's like the opposite of hunger. It's like, I have just enough. You know, how could I want more when I have everything I need? But it's just the exact opposite. And then when you have everything you need, it's time to get everything you want. If all your needs are met, that shouldn't be good enough for you. Okay, your needs are met, so now it's time to go after what you want. It's not just be like, oh, I have everything I need. Let me live this humble, meek life and be grateful for what I do have and not ever want anything more because there are people that have less and I should just be grateful for what I have. No, that couldn't be me. I act like this entire world is mine because it is. I act like it's all here for me because it is. My turf is earth. I especially act like the continent of America is mine. I'm like, y'all stole this shit from my people, and this is me coming to take it back. What y'all thought? Y'all thought we was dead? How many Native Americans do you actually know? Do y'all even know what we are like? Do y'all know anything about us, really? So this is me telling you not just about me, but my people. I am a representative. So when you know that your turf is earth, act like the world is yours. Make it yours. And then next thing you know, you're just sitting on top of the world, looking down from your empire. So you almost have to have a megalomaniac attitude about it. Like, don't be comfortable. Don't be complacent. Complacency is death. You know, I'm not complacent. I always want more. I'm always thinking about what can be expanded upon, what I can do better. Like, I already know I'm about to move. I'm gonna get me a new place. I'm already envisioning it in my head. I feel like the first step to making something real is to take it from your head and write it down. Or you see some pictures somewhere in a magazine, you like, cut that shit out and, you know, put it up and have a visual of your mindset, so that way it's always there. And then next thing you know, you done manifested exactly what you wanted because you knew what you wanted, you kept it in the forefront of your mind, and you knew you could do it. So I already know, my next place, I'm gonna be in a penthouse in Manhattan. That is my next place. I'm gonna have a stellar view, and that's all gonna have, that's my 2026 goal, and it's gonna happen. Like, this time next year, y'all gonna see me turn around the camera, and you're gonna see where I'm at. It's not an if, but when. Why am I so confident in that? Because I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. There's nothing I can't do. So if other people can do it, and they ain't better than me, they're not as talented as me, they aren't tapped in like me, if they can do it, there's no reason I can't. Because to admit that somebody can do something I can't is like saying that they're better than me, and we all know I'm the best. Well, I know, you might not know, but I definitely know that I'm the best. So yeah, it's all about belief. I started talking about tricks and hoes, and now I'm talking about penthouses. But that's how it flows. Like, this is the same thing I do in my writing. How everything just flows. Like, you'll see the bar here equates to this one, and that one equates to that one, and that one equates to that one. It's like, you know how some people they just be rapping about anything. But then some people are storytellers. I'm a storyteller. It's like anything you hear from me, it's all bars, but everything that you hear from me is a story. Like from start to finish, it's a story. And what I love about it, what I love about my creative process is I don't have the slightest clue where it's going to end from where it starts up. Now, sometimes I will. Like the one I wrote where the Staying Alive song. It's like, well, you can tell by the way I walk the talk. I knew I wanted to end it with the word staying alive. So I had the first line and I had the last line. But everything else that was in between, I didn't know what it was going to be. It's like I literally just expand upon it. I don't know how everybody else's process is that writes. But that's why, like, this bar equates to that one and that one and that one. And that's why, like, I'm so good at double and triple and quadruple entendres. Because I'll think about something and then a whole bunch of words will start coming to my head that equate to that. Like I talk about time a lot. Like, time is now, time is money, the time is mine. Time waits for no man, so I follow suit. Like, so if I say something about time, I'll be thinking about other things, other sayings about time. Or just about anything. You know, like when I was talking about cats. Okay, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction didn't bring it back. Oh, what else do we know about cats? Oh, 9 lives. Used up your 9th life going tit for tat. And then I think about, so for the next one, I'll go off of that. And it's like I said, it's like a skyscraper, but you're building a skyscraper from the top down. It's like my foundation starts at the top. Like my foundation is in the sky. It don't work like that for everybody else, but that's how it works for me. It's like I start at the penthouse and then I build it to the floor. And that is my process. I would love to hear somebody else's creative process. If you're a writer, tell me your creative process so we can compare notes, because mine is just one thought expanded upon by the next until I reach a satisfying conclusion. It's like I don't tell it when to stop. It tells me where to stop. And even the last line, it'll still be a bar. And sometimes when I stop it at the end, I will be like the last line I said, only I can stop me. And that was the last line. Like, okay, I stopped me. And then another one I said, you know, from inception to execution. Execution was the last word. So basically inception to execution from start to finish. So I will literally finish at the finish line. Like I'll say, I'm done. And then I'll just be done. But I'll do it in a way that's real slick. That's why my mouth always got me in trouble. Because I always had a real smart mouth, real slick tongue. What did I say? Something about a silver tongue. I forget. Sing like a saint with a silver tongue. Something like that. I don't know. But I have all these sayings that just float around in my head. And I remix them. I make it work for me. And then I just... it's one after the other. Because when I was thinking about Halloween, like I just randomly was like, you know, Ghostface from Scream. I was like, perfect. My Ghostface will make you scream. And then I'm like, well, what are some other characters? Okay, Freddy Krueger, what does he do? I was like, ooh, my Freddy will kill your dreams. And then I'm like, Jason, what's Jason do? I was like, what are some dreams? I was like, well, my Jason, well, he ain't Aldine. And then I'm like, who else? It's like, oh, Michael Myers. And I was like, my Michael plays trick or treat. And it's almost Halloween. Because this is the way my brain works. And I don't know. I mean, it's got to be because I'm neurotypical. I don't think I've talked about this yet. Both my kids are autistic. And the way that my kids are, I was exactly like that as a kid. But being a woman, women are better at masking. Like, I had a lot of sensory issues as a kid. I I didn't like big open spaces. Like my first day of kindergarten, I'm at the top of the stairs having a panic attack, even though my classroom is literally at the bottom of the stairs. I didn't like wide open spaces. I had so many sensory issues, and it's taken me a long time to get them under control. Even in my adult life, I've had issues like that. But now, I've just learned how to release all that. But like the way that my younger son would be, he used to scream. He would be overwhelmed and he would scream. And I used to be the same way. So I'm not going to say like I'm autistic. Like I don't have the actual diagnosis, but like when I was young, I used to be terrified of the car wash. And this is so illogical because no matter how many times we went through, I came out alive. But I was terrified it was going to eat me. Like it was, and now I just know that it was overwhelming to my senses. It's like a lot of autistic kids, they can't handle that. For me, when I feel like my emotions are getting out of control, or used to, it would be like I was being flooded. I could feel it. Like my face, my chest, I would get hot, I would get red. And it would be like a tsunami of emotions would overcome me. And I would have panic attacks. It's been very bad in my life. So I'm really proud of myself now that I have a handle on that. But seeing that my kids are so much like me and do have some of the sensory issues that I've had, I wonder if there is like a family link, because I didn't even know. Okay, I just thought they were normal kids just like I was a normal kid. I didn't know either one of my kids was autistic. And the doctors I took them to, they didn't know either. It wasn't until after I didn't have them no more that my mom told me one day, and I had an acquaintance at the time, her daughter was autistic. And it got me thinking. I'm like, maybe my kid was too. But when it's your kid, you don't know. It's just your kid. You know, I treated my kid like he was my kid. But looking back now, it's easier to see. But then I found out my older son was also autistic on the spectrum. And that surprised me. Because I guess that's why it's called a spectrum, because my kids are on different ends of the spectrum. You know, Shane, my younger son, he didn't talk for a long time. Whereas Damon, my older son, he talked before he walked. He was always very smart. They're both very intelligent. But it manifests differently in them. So I was a little more surprised to find out that my older son was autistic than my younger son. But again, I didn't realize there was anything amiss. To me, they were just my kids. It didn't change how I felt about them, how I loved them, none of that. And now seeing that they have some of the same issues that I've had in life, it's like, well, I wonder if I had been tested as a kid, would I know something different that I don't know right now? But it's like I learned how to be around other people by watching other people. I wasn't always sociable. I was just really good at faking it. Like I would watch other people's social interactions and then pretend like I was a human, even though I'm like an alien running around, you know? It's like you got to watch the people in order to learn how to be one. I feel like that's what I did. And not that I didn't get attention from my parents when I was of the age where, like, you know, a toddler, when they usually find out that you're autistic. I will say that most of the attention was on my younger brother. My younger brother, who's 4 years younger than me, he almost died when he was born. He was 2.5 months premature. He was in the hospital a lot for the first year of his life. And my early childhood was spent, excuse me, going to his therapies and stuff. Like he had occupational therapy, physical therapy, all that. And I remember I used to have to participate in it because the therapist would try to get him to do stuff and he just wouldn't want anything to do with it. So then they would get me to do whatever it was they wanted him to do. And at the end, they would give me a treat. They would give me some M&Ms. So once he saw that there was a reward for it, that got him to start doing it too. But for me, it was like a game. For me, it was fun. They would have like these little trampolines in there. It was like a big playground to me. But for him, it was therapy. And in order for him to learn how to do this other stuff, he would watch me. And so I won't say that I was neglected as far as that, like, all that attention was on my brother because, you know, rightfully so. If I had one child that almost died and they needed more help, maybe I might not see that my other kid is autistic. I mean, I didn't see it with my own 2 kids, you know, because it's always harder to see when you're closer to something. Like when my acquaintance told me her daughter was autistic, I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, I figured that. But me not seeing that my own son is very similar, I wasn't able to see it. So it kind of threw me for a loop, you know. It didn't change anything. They're still my kids. I feel like autism is just a different way of thinking. You know, a lot of autistic people are really smart. Both of my kids are really smart. But yeah, I definitely have had sensory issues, you know. I have felt so bad, you know, mentally before that I won't say that I've been like in a mental hospital, but I felt so bad that I've gone to the hospital and be like, listen, y'all need to do something to get me right. I have been so mentally unwell that I'm just like having a panic attack and crying. I can't even hold a conversation because I'm just like struggling to breathe. And I don't remember the last time I felt like that. I want to say that it will never happen again, but you know, I am human in body anyway. But that's the thing, is like, if I get like that, I have let my body control me and not the other way around. Because if I really control my breathing when I first felt that panic, it wouldn't have escalated to that. And it's hard because like I said, when your body is flooded with those emotions, it's hard. And I used to, like, another reason I started writing, my body, I would just feel this surge of emotions that would just overcome my body. And it would just take a hold of me. It's like, I call it flooded. Like, I feel like my body would be flooded. You know how, like, when fight or flight, you get flooded with adrenaline? But I would feel like that with just other emotions. And it's so hard to, I don't know, it's hard to verbalize how it feels. It's very overwhelming. Like, it's jaunting to the senses. It's like you just standing on the beach and everything's cool, and then you look up, there's a 200-foot wave crashing down on your head. That's what it feels like. But when you know that you can control your body and you control your bodily reactions, you know, they say that people get pissed off because really all you have to do is breathe and be like, well, I do breathe. No, you have to be aware of your breathing. You have to control your breathing. And if you're aware of your breathing and you control your breathing, you will never have a panic attack again. It's only when you get flooded with those emotions and then, okay, that's already took over your body and now it makes you feel like you can't breathe. So now you can't breathe. Now you're rapidly breathing and now you feel like shit. And what's even worse is the come down. Because after, you just feel like, that's hard to describe too. It's like an emotional hangover. Like how you feel with drinking, but only imagine emotions instead. And it takes a lot to recover. It's like a roller coaster. It's like these emotions took you here, but then there's the inevitable crash. That's why now I try to keep my emotions even. The only one that I allow to take me up here is like hypeness, energy, joy. But I even have to come down from that. I have to come back down and be level-headed. Because if I'm that hype all the time, when I feel like that hype all the time, I start feeling, that's when I can't sleep because I have too much energy. That's when, like I was telling you the other day, my brain is wired, but my body is tired. It's like, okay, we have to make these things work in conjunction with each other. So I even have to bring myself back down from that and be level. Because if I'm not, I would be all over the place. I used to be all over the place. I wish y'all could have really seen the old me, so you could know who I am and how much progress and evolution I've made, because I never thought I would have this much control of my emotions. I always let them control me. And now it's like they know who's in charge. I don't allow things to get to me because there's no reason for it. Why would I allow something to get to me and make me feel bad when I can just choose not to? I can just choose to not be affected. I can choose to not care. And it really is that simple. It's just a choice. Suffering is a choice. You can choose to suffer or you can choose to be happy. And I choose happiness every day. Even when I got some shit going on, like, look at this shit right here. Like, yeah, I didn't sleep well, but I'm not going to sit there and dwell on that. And it's like, okay, I got some thoughts. Let me get up and record this video, pour out my thoughts. And you know what? This is the best therapy, because if anything, it's like, if I were to feel down, if I ever were to feel like that again, all I would have to do is watch this video and remind myself who I am. It's like a lot of times people forget who they are, and you need a reminder. So now it's like, now that I'm video documenting everything, it's like I can just go back. I don't have to go back in my memories and be like, yeah, remember that time you do this? You a fucking bad bitch. And I can still do that, but now I can hear words of wisdom from myself if I start to forget myself. And as long as you know who you are, you can't forget yourself. Like, sometimes you got to give your own self a reminder, because the world will try to influence you. The world will try to make you forget who you are. The world will try to turn you into somebody else. But as long as you keep it 10 toes down and you know who you are, you know, can't nothing get to you. Like, can't nothing get to me, baby. Y'all not close enough.